Hey guys, welcome to my channel. This is my first official video and I thought I would film it on this look here. It's a black smoky liner with a plum lip. So please subscribe and leave me any comments or suggestions below. So if you'd like to see how to get this look, just keep on watching. So just to begin, I'm putting my hair in a bun just to get out of my way. And I have already primed and moisturized my face, so it's ready to go. And I'm just going to be starting off with putting some tape on my eyes. It's just to create a nice solid line so the black liner can follow it. Put it on both sides and make sure it's not too tacky. So we're just going to go in with a black liner. And you can use any kind of liner for this. The one I'm using is from e.l.f. Hard to see. Sorry, I didn't really focus there. But you're just going to want to create a black line along your lash line and wing it out as far as you want. So you can make it, the further you go, the more dramatic it's going to be. And the tape is great because it'll create a nice line for you guys once you take it off. Don't mind my fingers in different areas, it just makes me more comfortable and makes my hand more steady somehow when doing these things. But even though you don't really have to be very neat doing this part, because you will be smudging everything out, and that'll be when it's most important. Alright, so once you're happy with, once you have like a good amount of liner on your top lash line, you just kind of want to smudge it out. So I'm just using a regular blending brush actually for this. The fibers on this brush are a little more coarse, so it's not like, they don't move around as much, so it's easy to blend. And then we're going to go in with a Hoola bronzer, and I'm actually going to use this for the crease of my eye, just to add in a little bit definition, just so your eye is not completely bare. And we're just using a regular blending brush, and I always look forward and apply it just above my crease, just so you're able to actually see the shadow and it's not just get lost, it doesn't just get lost in the crease. And all the brushes that I'm using for the most part are from Karity brushes. So you just want to go and put that on in your crease and just a little bit above, and just blend it out so it's just nice and natural looking. I will also list all the products that I use down below as well, just in case if I forget to mention anything or if I forget any names. Alright, once that's blended out, you're going to go back in with your black eyeliner, and you are going to want to tightline and line underneath. I usually line underneath my eyelashes. I just find that it really works, like the liner really gets worked into them. But you're also going to want to tightline because you want like a nice black line at the bottom. And again, this doesn't have to be incredibly neat because you will be smudging this out and then applying a shadow on top of it later. Alright, so we're just going to take a flat shader brush, and I find these work the best just because they cover more ground, I guess, the flatter they are. And yeah, you're just going to want to smudge it out and create a nice soft look. Just doing the other side. You don't want it to be too harsh, so this definitely helps. And then we're going to go in with a shadow, and I'm using a shadow from Colourpop. It's called Stereo, I think it's called Stereo. I want to say Stereo Love, but that's a song. I'm pretty sure it's just stereo. I'll list it down below as well. And you just want to pop it on top of the black liner just to give it a little bit of extra dimension and to make it not completely black, so it kind of offsets the black. So once you're happy with that, your eyes are pretty much done for the most part. Next step we're going to go into is foundation. So I used L'Oreal Infallible, the Pro Matte Foundation. I believe it's shade 103, Natural Buff. And I'm going to use a Karity kabuki brush, flat top kabuki brush to apply this. It's the F30. Honestly, this brush is so good. If you guys are looking for a brush to apply foundation to really buff it in, like this brush just blends like a dream. It is so soft and it really works really well. Like, I haven't been using anything else besides this brush since I got it. Alright, once you're done blending all that out, we're going to apply concealer now. So I'm using the Age Rewind from, I think it's from Maybelline. I'm going to double check, and I forget the number of this one, but I will double check. It's probably like light or something. So we're going to apply triangles underneath our eyes, a little bit in our forehead, on our chin, and I usually do a couple dabs around my mouth and under my nose because that's where I get a lot of shadows, and I find that it really sticks out there, so I do like to lighten up those areas. And again, we're going to take the Karity kabuki brush and just blend everything out. And I do find when blending in concealer, it's best to always tap it in. You don't want to do any really buffing motions with concealer. You want to kind of press it into your skin. So take your time to tap that in. And to set the concealer, we are using the Airspun powder. And just going to apply it with a flat top brush again, also from Karity. And I crease a lot underneath my eyes. My eyes are like humongous, so they tend to crease a lot down there and on my forehead. And then my nose tends to get, around my nose and chin tend to get a little bit oily, so I'm just going to apply a tiny bit there as well. And wherever I didn't apply the pressed powder, I'm going to apply the Infallible Pro Matte powder just to set everything else. And I am just applying a little bit of this, not going too overboard. I don't really like having too much powder. And once I'm done that, I go ahead and sweep everything off. I don't bake for too long. I wouldn't even call it baking. It's literally just on for like maybe a minute, and then I wipe everything off. And make sure you are wiping everything off really well. You don't want to have any powder left on your face. Alright, now we're going to go in with the Hoola bronzer, and we're just going to contour our face a little bit. So I'm using a Luxie brush. That's actually a tapered highlighting brush. And we're just going to contour the hollows, or we're going to create a hollow, I guess, or enhance it on our cheeks here, just underneath the cheekbone, and I'm going to blend it out. And I always blend in circular motions and up. Don't ever want to blend down. And around just the temples and my forehead, just to give it a bit more color back into my face and to create a little bit of dimension. And again, I don't put too much on my forehead. I don't like it to look muddy or anything like that. And then the same thing for the other side. Alright, once we're done that, we're going to go ahead and put on some blush. So the blush that I'm using is from Milani. It's called Luminoso. It is probably my favorite blush of all time. It's just such a nice color. It's very neutral looking and just gives you like a nice glow. I'm not a big fan of having incredibly pink cheeks, so I don't put too much on, but I do like a nice healthy glow. And I am using a Luxie brush, and this is just an angled dual fiber brush. Alright, next step we're going to go into is highlighting, and this is actually an e.l.f. palette. I just recently purchased it. It's the e.l.f. Illuminating palette, and we're going to go ahead with a fan brush and just use the lightest color there. And to be honest, sometimes it's a hit or miss with e.l.f. products, but I really like this highlighting palette. I think it's actually really beautiful. It's quite pigmented. I mean, I barely used any, and there's quite a lot on there. Yeah, I definitely like it. So if you guys are looking for something really affordable, especially in a highlighter, I really recommend the e.l.f. palette. So we're just going to apply some to our upper lip, and then a little bit to our nose and on the bridge of our nose. Alright, now the next step is going to be falsies, and I'm actually going to apply these off camera. There you go. It just kind of takes me a while, so once I perfect that, maybe I'll start applying those on camera, but for now, we'll just leave it off camera. And now we're going to go into our lips, and I'm using a NYX lip liner in Mahogany. It's really small, and I'm sad because it's definitely my favorite color. And you're just going to fill in the top lip a little bit just to give it a like, extra punch of color and to keep the lipstick on. And I'm going to go ahead with Maybelline lipstick from, I think it's the color 425 in Plum. And I will list it below as well, and I just absolutely love this shade as well. It's a beautiful plummy reddish color, perfect for fall or winter. And this lipstick is very moisturizing. It feels really nice on your lips. And one last thing that we're going to look for is our makeup setting spray. So it's from Loreal, the Infallible makeup setting spray. We're just going to do a couple spritz, and you're pretty much done. So we're just going to take our hair down, and you're done. This is the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you guys did like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Feel free to leave any comments or suggestions below.